Hey, 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 welcome to the attic. Mana Dead here. We're going to do a Ravnica Mixer draft. I have not watched anybody else play it. I have not played it yet. Going in completely cold here. I mean, I've played individual Ravnica sets some. And this seems like a pretty good white-green rare. Okay, next life, draw X cards. Just need to get a lot of creatures. Plus it buffs all your creatures. You just go wide with creatures. Otherwise we got Gateway Plaza, Golgari Guild Gate, and Circuitous Route. You could probably do some kind of 5-color nonsense in this format. I'm expecting. Siege Worm is great. I mean, we've got great white-green stuff we're going to wheel out of this pack, I think. Thing is, we won't get white-green in the next pack. Well, here's another white-green rare. Maybe you're not supposed to be white-green in this format? I don't know. Deadweight. Good removal. Sinister Sabotage. Good counterspell. Tricky with these guild sets, right? To like pigeonhole yourself. Maybe it's best to be a 3-color combination. Try to get one overlapping guild in the next pack. And then I presume War of the Spark. I mean, War of the Spark had a full cycle of archetypes, so double strike as long as you control a gate. It's really going to be gates here. In terms of what's in white-green, this pack's not great. Although 3/3 tap up to 2 target creatures your opponents control. Huh. Kind of like just Hired Poisoner though, a 1/1 death touch. Pretty good in white-black is where it's at. Yeah, we'll take the death toucher in limited. That's the Marshall. Or go wide. Oh, Convoke Vigilance, jeez. And the Mentor's great too. Question is, can we get this in limited? Maybe you need more buffs. Maybe you're better off with this Mentor, because at least that's gonna buff stuff up. I don't know. This is Convoke. I mean, I guess we can use small creatures to convoke stuff. I love Convoke. There's our Locket. Maybe you should take that. The Molder Hulk. I guess red is probably our best 3rd color. Arnold Troll. Isn't that a really good card? You have to keep feeding it creatures, but can get out of control very quickly. Oh, Flower Flourish. I mean, I think I like this. I do like the Sky Knight Legionnaire also. So this is the bad Demonic Tutor, the Mausoleum Secrets. 1/1. The Crawl Harpooner is very good. I want this Guildgate though too. 2 mana 3/2 reach. And you can kill a flyer with it. Take that, thank you. A 4/5 flying Convoke, I think. Who are we drafting against tonight? Sneet. Panda. We got some panda fans. A lot of pandas out there in the Magic world, I guess. Big panda. So this is our original pack. I kind of think a 5/5 Trampler, although like some of these lower cost things might also be good. And Utopia. Alright, so we know we're going to be convoking a lot, so we'll take the Sworn Companions, I think. And the Pack Beast came back. And should we... Red's open, huh? We should take red stuff. Bless me. Sure. Surveil. Surveil deck gets worse, right? You need all the synergy. Well, Incubation Druid, that's great. Put it on color. Rare. Another big Trampler. So if we just ramp and trample our Siege Worms and our Convoke stuff, there's Summary Judgment, which we would like to wheel, if at all possible. I'll get a lot of removal here. Maybe we should have spent more time looking at that pack. Simic Ascendancy is a great way to win in this format. So for ramp, the Gyre Engineer, the Growth Spiral. Also the Orzhov Locket, because we did get a black creature. But yeah, we got the Orzhov. Hylard is a great build around too. Well, there's another High Alert. Huh. Wow, I'm very tempted to try and build the High Alert deck here. Look, we got the Spirit of the Spires. I guess the High Alert's my wheel. The best time to build that deck. Oh, good. Sauroform Hybrid is good. Yeah. Get those 2-drops in. I don't know if we want to splash black or blue. Clear the mine deck. It's definitely a deck. Oh, okay, well here's our Titanic Brawl. We'll take the removal that we know is in color. Alright, I want that hybrid too. Although look at our green 2-drops are pretty nice. Incubation Druid, Crawl Harpooner, Sauroform Hybrid. With the Senate Griffin, or we got the Vizkopa Vampire. This is a bum rare for sure. Gates Ablaze is a great card. I'm gonna go with the Vampire. I don't have any problem playing it whether or not we're in black. Oh, there's the Wilderness Reclamation. Love that Frilled Mystic too. This could be a kill spell with the Stony Strength in the right conditions. I guess we'll take Wilderness Reclamation. Savage Smash. Let's splash blue. We got Senate Courier if we want to splash blue. I guess if we get the high alerts back, right, we'll take the Senate Courier. Or we just take this guy Tether. Take removal, I guess. Okay, no high alert. Uh, 6/6 trample. 3/6 make a 1/1 white human. Trample. Not a lot of love for Simic here. This can be a kill spell. Actually, if that was make a bunch of goblins, maybe I should have gotten that. Biogenic upgrade. People creeper. Yeah, that's funny string. Alright, we've got more than enough playables here. D-Spark. That's pretty good. Also got Martyr for the Cause, which is probably pretty good in our deck. Oh, that might wheel. Take the D-Spark. We might yet splash black. Ooh, Bolas's Citadel. There's Watley, so we can do the big butts build around. I think we're gonna take removal though with the band together. Also Domery's Ambush, which is great removal, but we don't. I know if we're in. Ooh, Evolution Sage can be fantastic. Good Plaza. Take the 3/4 flyer. There are going to be some powerful planeswalkers running around here. Flyer. Creature beats. I think Wilderness Reclamation. It. Nice tray. Sears Portal. Ooh, Jang Yang. Ooh, that's good. That's ramp. +1 counters also. Yes, we'll take it.
There is much to learn from symbiotic relationships.
Then we might just get run over by people with huge bombs here. Top of the statue. Vivian's Grizzly's pretty good. I want to just take Kiora though. How many creatures do I have with power 4 or greater? 1. Not a lot in white. 2, 3.
Not to brag, but my friend's kind of
Some
a big
amount.
deal.
Plus it's ramp. Do you want to first strike? Or for proliferate? Could use more 2-drops. But I could also use a 4-drop. I think I'm justified in taking that there. Yeah, we got a Bunch of steady aim's interesting. Somebody definitely got the big butt to build around deck. I'm jealous. I'd like to get that. Prismite. We might play it. We Prismite play it. But we're splashing black for Deep Spark. This Arlen's Wolves is just a solid 3-drop. I remember. Really gonna play any of these. Play the Croc. Might play the Croc. Yeah, I don't think it's worth playing black. Actually, what the vampires? Okay. Time to do some deck build. Okay. Well, if it is good to have picked a lane and stuck in it, then we will be in good shape. Okay, I've cut the black. No, I haven't. I got D-Spark in here still. I think we can make it without D-Spark. And now we need 9 cuts. Question is the Stony Strength, Sky Tether is flying. Like, how much are we going to win with flying? We've got Flight of Equinox, which is a pretty good win condition. Plus Viscopa Vampire is pretty good to knock the flyers out of the sky. I think we want to keep that for now. It has to marshal. The question is, are we going to be able to at least 2 other creatures attack? I just don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna trigger that often. I think that'll just be a 1/1 for 1, and that's not great. We got the Palmbright Druid, which is great. We got the Sorrow Farm Hybrid, which is like 2/2 that can become a 6/6. Sworn Companions. Now, do we have enough Convoke? We got Flight of Equinox. And what about this biogenic upgrade too? We got the Siege Worm. Then we got this Wrecking Beast, which, like, maybe that's questionable. They do have lifelink, and we have +1/+1 counter stuff, so they could become lifelinking bigger creatures. The Wolf is just a solid 3-drop, but we could definitely cut it if we had to. Evolution Sage is great with all our +1/+1 counter stuff going on. Steeple Creeper, or 2, and it can gain flying. Would we want to get some way to put blue in this deck? That's the thing. Didn't really draft lands. Sneaking blue in. We do have the Jiang Yangu. That's one way to trigger it. I think it's questionable. Spirit of the Spires. Fine. Didn't manage to wield the Watley. Would have been nice with that. I think it was in the same pack, right? Forcer Griffin. Elusive Pack Beast. That's pretty questionable also. Rentorn. That's not gonna do much for anybody. I like the Crocodile. The 5/3 Hexproof is good. And there's another Convoke guy here, the Centaur. This will search our library for a basic forest or plains, or it'll overrun our creatures, which is great. Their Assemble gets us some Elf Knight creature tokens. Or gives creature indestructible. And we got the Camaraderie, so we do kind of want to go to wide. Alright, let's see. We need 8 cuts, and we're looking at 7 cuts here already. We could probably go down a land, honestly. Probably something in the higher slots, although I guess we're going to hope to cast that for 6. And maybe this is a 1-drop a lot of the time. In which case we could probably cut a land. Mostly need green for the 2-drops. Let's give it a shot. Make your predictions now, how many wins you think this can get. Will it get 1 win? Will it get 2 wins? Maybe more. Make your predictions in the comments. Thanks to everyone who subscribes, all that stuff, and who sits through me blathering. But normally I stop right now, and I don't wait. I wait for the match to go, but I'm not doing that. Okay, I guess I will now. The moment I paused it, we got a match. Braxton Hicks. You dads know what I'm talking about. You moms definitely know what I'm talking about. Contractions that come. The body prepares to give birth. So we could probably just put down a 3/2 reach without too much value. We got Band Together off of it. We'd love to get a big behemoth. Archeora on the battlefield. This Harpooner can survive. And play red and like bolt this guy. What's it gonna be? We got all our planes here. No creatures. Sure. I guess I'll just get down Kiora. Could untap that defensively. I don't know how many haste creatures there are in white and green. Certainly there are riot creatures in red and green, I guess. They could ride in and hit Kiora here. Looking like a mirror match. Who got the better Selesnya deck? Makeshift Battalion. Cast this. Untap a land.
Let's get moving.
But I didn't really need 2 creatures, but there we can plus this guy up and even fight with him. Oh, they're bant. Growth spiraling. Whew. I was really hoping we would this instant speed. Back for 6. That's some kind of surprise. Taps incubation druid.
One drop ripples and grows.
Maybe they held up a counterspell. Sneaky Bant Mage. Playing that Clear the Mind deck. So they got a 2/3 flyer. Let's just tip it out. Okay. That's a winnie. That's a bingo. My camera froze. Just record like this. You all don't need to see my face anyway. My camera frozen the whole time I was doing the deck tech. I got a 2-drop. If we get that 3rd mana, I think I'm gonna keep the 2/2 drops. Kind of don't want to plus up the hybrid, I guess. Oh, well, there's the 3rd mana. Problem solved. We can get these creatures to stick on the battlefield. Oh, ooh, you're gonna be good. One is green and every other color. Might be 5-color nonsense. Everybody's growth spiraling. Can you tell it's late at night? Territorial, Boratorial. Well, that can't block the Arlen's Wolf. I could Jang Yangu. I could Kiora. Kind of want to get more creatures down. Warrior gets +1/+1 with vigilance until end of turn. Oh. What's up the hybrid? Get in. So, one more land. Actually, we need a land plus the locket. Okay, so we're... The Yangu and the Convoke are kind of... Well, they had a 1-for-1 on that, so that's pretty good. Okay, we did not get a land. In Yangu, but we can't do that and locket. In Kiora. We're just better off Yanguing here.
It's a dog-eat-villain world out there. I will help you through this.
And no attacking. They may have removal. But if they don't, we can enforce your Griffin next turn. That gets us closer to this. We want to get the Kiora down before we go nuts anyway. Okay. Ooh, they're going off. Yeah. Guess this way if I get a... Does that have trample? It does have trample, plus it's pumpable. Oof. Go ahead and plus it up.
Be your best self.
Now they have the ability to proliferate for 5 mana, so I can't really block the Errinks. Hopefully they'll go and just go for the Yangu with the Errinks. 4, 5, 6. Still 2 mana away from that. No blocks.
I thought this would go better.
Dark crab. Huh. Yeah, these 3 drops are killing me. I think they've just got us here. I don't know how we win through. Guess we can try to... Down the old beckoner. They're gonna shark to crab, but I guess that keeps them from spending the mana elsewhere. Because once they get the +1/+1 counter, then they can skydiver with the shark to crab every turn. I would need to get my removal, like my fight spells, off the top. Big time. Kiora, thank you. You've eaten up a lot of damage for me. We can go Locket, Vampire, and get them down. Oh, that doesn't fly? It's in my mind that was flying. Get them down to 6, which is actually pretty low. X-proof from monocolor, great. I don't think the Equinauts are going to do it here. Can't attack through the Sphinx. Just proliferate us to death here. I guess they can't tap down the crocodile. We got that going for us. Okay, we need like exactly band together. Oh, that ain't it. Draws 2 cards. Maybe I should have drawn 2 cards instead. Capture sphere, okay. I'm just gonna call it there. I don't have a lot of time tonight to try and play everything out. Alright. Back on video for now. Hopefully fix the problem. I thought it was a Windows thing where it just loses me mouse control and freezes up my video and audio. That had been fixed by an update. Well, I don't have white mana, but we do have a hand. Very similar to our last hand, which was not a winner. What's the power farm hybrid? Against another white deck. White black. Orzhov is very good. Very good in this format. Try to overrun us with small creatures, probably. It's two possible 3/2s. I don't have any +1 counters yet on the battlefield. It might be correct to play the Evolution Sage. I think if they have removal, they'll use it on the Arlen's Wolf. They will opt to go for Severed Strands. That's pretty aggressive. Are they short on lands? Yeah, there's no way to plus on. Don't want to miss my land drop. There's really no way to be mana efficient here. Go ahead and attack. They can't block anyway. Oh, they can. Fine. We've been super make too much of a target. Maybe we should just plus this. They are stuck on 2 lands here. Might have been correct to get this on the board, I guess. 1 more land, and we've got Camaraderie though. 1 more land, we could plus up the Druid. Oh, or we could do this. Plus up the old Druid. Tap for 2. No. Taps for 3. Or opponent. Okay, well, they got their 3rd land. Probably not what they hope to have.
Share in my strength.
Yeah. And that does it. Alright, when we win quick. I like it. Video's still working, that's good. The borderline hand. Not getting Siege Worm for a while. Alright, if we could just draw 1 land. Grappling Sundew. Okay. Do we go with the companions or do we go with the wolf? I think we're gonna go with the wolf. The wolf can attack through that. They're looking like they want to kill the wolf. Here they play Gyre Engineer. Land is good. I like land. Yeah, we're just on the Sworn Companions. We got 4, 8. I think we got enough to get our Siege Worm down. Next turn. A 5/5 trample on turn 5 that also taps down a bunch of our creatures. I don't know if that's the best. But... oh, they're doing the Simic Ascendancy build around. Gotta give them a nice for that. You can definitely lose to that here in Limited. Come in with the wolf. They've got the mana from the engineer. They're going to counter it? They're going to make that a 2/6 so it can just block it. I guess we'll pump it up with Yangagu. One more mana, we can pump the Sauroform hybrid too. And maybe we'll Jang. Oh. Tricky. Creeper, sure. Evolution Sage is good, but we don't have lands to play.
Come on, Mowu. Time to have your day. We'll do this together.
I think we've got the indestructible trump card here. Let's just get in. Yeah, they want to play it. That gets indestructible for 5 mana. That taps for 2 mana, so they don't have enough to do that. They just have enough to throw a +1/+1 counter somewhere, which is quite hard to deal with. Makes blocking decisions very difficult. Okay. The Sundew gonna block the Sauroform hybrid. They'll take 9. I'm almost kind of okay with that. Well, it's got 3 cards in hand. What are those cards? Plenty of mana. We can Simic Ascendancy multiple times, which is really rough for us. Okay, Territorial Boar is about one of the better things we could see here. Okay, so let's Evolution Sage first. Plus up. Thinking the wolf.
I will help you through this.
Proliferate. Hit 3. So they've got 2 counters there. Got 2 mana there, so they got 6. So they could get the Sundew up to 8 toughness or 4 power. I think we're still coming in hard. Okay, they're going to try to block and kill the wolf. Well, they need to block the worm, actually. It is trample. They need to block the wolf and the worm. They're thinking hard about this blocking decision here. Suzumichi. Okay. There. They're going to block the worm and try to trade with the wolf. Oh. So do I kill the Sundew and do a trade here? Probably. I could keep both my creatures around and they lose the Steeple Creeper. The other good reason to get rid of the Sundew and the Creeper is because we have flyers in our deck. Could be closing this thing out. They have the mana to start building up an absolutely monster creature here. Territorial Boar, maybe. We are quite wide. We can get him down to just 1 blocker. Even if they could stop the Siege Worm, we'd have 5. Yeah, that's worth throwing a soldier in front of. No trample or anything, right? Yeah. Spirit of the Spires. They can put 9 on that. In fact, they might have to put all. They can put 6, 7 toughness, so that means 2. It's just lethal if I attack all here. They could block the siege worm with those 2 and take 3. Block that. I think it's a favorable attack as long as I attack all here. Certainly not dead on the crackback, and then I've got this Spirit of the Spires. Does this have reach though? No. Can they make 1 extra mana somehow? This trample, yep. I'm just trying to figure if they can get out of it. They can do better math than I can. Good game. Alright, rocking and rolling with Selesnya. There's something to be said for just big creatures smashing face. If we get this Sauroform hybrid every opening hand, that's fine with me. It's a solid 2-drop. Have yet to be able to adapt it into a 6/6, but that's okay. You can give me a forest anytime now, deck. I mean, you can give me a plains. Hugger of Bolas. Annoying. You can bluff attack.
Why do I love dragons? Nature flows with vigor.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana next turn. If we get a white mana, still not that much. 6, I guess, for the siege worm. So actually, yeah, we're one land away from siege worming. They are in black, however, so let's hope they're a counterspell deck, because we don't really have a play next turn. Wow. Premium removal. Really scared of this Kiora, I guess. Yeah, I have nothing to do. Let my Kiora sit there. I can get a plains next turn. I can make some elves. That will help us get this siege worm down. I am really color stuck here.
Hands off.
Well, we have plains in our deck. We had that game where we drew almost nothing but plains. Guild Summit, sure. Draw a card. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. Still not anything I can do. Oh, and then when a gate enters, they draw a card? Great. Let's just hope they don't have too many gates. Stalling out against the, of course they do. Of course they have plenty. Against the Esper Mage. Not where I want to be. Oh, great, now they're getting creatures down. Alright, that's enough. And untap. Right?
Love to make a splash.
Who needs to convoke? Well, it probably has removal. We're probably just gonna scoop.
Feel like fighting anyway.
Thank you, Kiora. You survived long enough to untap and draw us a card, so thank you for your service, Kiora. Well, if they have a counterspell, I feel like the Evolution Sage will surely draw it out. On the other hand, Ward Scale Crocodile is more efficient use of our mana. Attack first. I guess we may as well hold up Assemble though. Blind Bind, sure. Alright, well, let's try this Croc. I don't feel like we need to protect that. With some counters and some Evolution Sage we might have... Oh, they did have a counter spell. And they hit 3 pieces of gas for us too. Harpooner would have been great. Of course I draw a white card. That's Vigilance. It can't be blocked. So, got that going for them. Do I assemble now? Hilarious. Nothing to proliferate, yeah. Probably should have. Then at least the Evolution Sage could have the toughness. Slowly dying here. I mean, even if I get a bunch of planes, now they got instant speed removal clearly. Okay. Get in with this Evolution Sage. They can probably deal 5 damage to it with the thing. Lock up that Arbiter. Counterspell? Okay, we're still in it. We're still in it. Wow. Great common. Down to 2. We can block in the air though. I want to plus up. Guess I'll take another blocker for the auger. They probably just have removal for the Enforcer Griffin and the game's over. It's a little slow to get that plains. Just a tiny bit. Okay, yeah. That's game. Well, we fought that one out longer than I thought. So, on to the next. So, we've definitely got one win, thanks to opponent getting stuck on lands. But, that game, I think we would have had a much better chance if we had just drawn a plane somewhere in there. And I think our other loss, we also got stuck, so. That is magic. I guess the better you get, the more you lose to Screw and Flood. Gotta keep this. Yeah, would love to get that third land, but can't complain. That's a Tep Reaver. I hate to go up against mono black and drop my rare here, but that is our 2-mana play. Block 1. Freaking Vizkopa. Actually, you know what? I could have Bloomhold there. Got this, gave us mana. Do I want to trade here? Not particularly. Kind of inclined to no block at all. Might amass that at instant speed. I don't think there's a black card that amasses at instant speed. All Harpooner. This says instant speed, yeah, okay. So attack with the vampire. Yeah, we'll just leave up the Titanic Brawl. Can hit anything 3 toughness. Right, you're not attacking. Nah, let's save it. Let's save it. They had to throw away a card, huh? We've done a flyer. Try this trick. Double block. Oops. I forgot that was a fight, not a bite. You know what? Go get me a plains or a forest. Not be without plains here. once again winning to mana screw. You hate to see it, but
Cooperation is the path to self-improvement. Teamwork is strength.
okay. Well, now we're even Stevens on the mana screw department. Okay, 4 and 2. Any game can be our last here. Would love to get to 5. Oh. Wow. Well, this gets us a forest, so we can keep. Look at that. Miracle of miracles. I'm sure we'll draw lots of forests after we burn this card on this, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. And we're going to play a less than max value Harpooner. That pumps with instants and sorceries, so we can't really block it. That's the officer. Yeah, okay. Well, definitely can't block it. No blocks. We just add to our board here. They seem like they're quite aggressive deck here. In which case, maybe we save the Titanic Brawl for a combat trick. Alright, let's pass the turn. They could also just, like, get us with okay, well, there's a fight spell here. Like block. I can kill the urchin and take that out, or I could just take out the turret ogre. I could just take 3. Really about to have a 4/4 on board here. Another reason not to trade with the Convoke deck. Three, 4, okay. For Ogre's dot deck. Yeah, they didn't attack though, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I do it, right? Too worried about that. They're going wide. I mean, we too can go wide. think this is okay. They're really wide on us though. Let's just block the air and not quite get an advantage in the air here. Not yet, anyway. Cool. Harpooner has sneaky reach. Let's have vigilance. Maybe they'll be tempted to attack somehow. Unlikely. They don't attack into this griffin unless they got a trick. Then I'm in trouble. I'm at least trading the griffin. Okay, land. Love to see it. And their last card is District Guardian. Man, that doesn't even have flash. That is just, I need a 2-drop. Alright, what should I plus up? The Siege Worm? Probably the Griffin here. Finally something to proliferate. Oh, right. Those have sneaky reach. Oops. And that I have my +1/+1 counter. Oh. Painful. I think I'm gonna wait and hold this land back. The real board stall here. And we're flooding out. Boros Legion. Oh. That's right. Need something to break this board stall. If opponent could just draw lands from here on out, that would be great. Fiora. Well, that gives him a target.
I'll show you Drywalk as something truly spectacular.
And pump that twice, so it can become a 4/5. Alright. A little sequencing problem there. I'm gonna get the Kiora, then the Centaur. How many more 4-power creatures do I have in my deck? 6/5 that attacks each combat if able. And tap. I still don't have enough to convoke it. Adapt it.
Let's get moving.
I needed to wait one more turn, or I just trade it with this Recluse now. Let's put the druid in front of it for now. Okay. Now I have a 7/7. Pass the turn. Got any tricks, opponent? Pocket. Don't mind if I do. Draw me some cards, please.
One drop ripples and grows. Gotta give him a nice for that. Band together, okay. Which creatures am I most afraid of? Mentor in the air. Instant speed. I just come in with the 8/8. I'm gonna need that to yeah, let's do the centaur. Hope to get a 2-for-1 here. Raging Crunch. Not really what I was hoping for. Alright. Didn't think that attacked through very well.
Let's send the Hulk in. Can we whittle them down? I mean, we get rid of the officer. I meant to do. Let's do this and this, because either way that's going to kill him if they somehow have the instant. And yeah, we don't need to proliferate. They're getting where they could get some serious air power. Maybe should have tried to take out the air power. They'd have to kill us in the air though. I can send this Sower Form hybrid in. Probably chump with the 1/1 lifelink. I'll give it a try though. Gotta do something to whittle down their board. And the Harpooner can take down the officer. That's Afterlife. That's Vigilance. If I take down the officer though, now I can start to get in with my Harlan's Wolf. I think this is correct. Let's see. Gain some life. One, two, three, four, possibly on the ground, but 2 of those will be in the air. Might just be dead. Maybe we want to attack all here. They can block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They take 7. Yeah. I'm not killing them this turn for sure. I can do at least 8 to us in the air. I think we're just dead. I could have attacked in the air. Tapped. Oh, that drew us a card. Tap the lifelinker.
Surges, life thrives.
Let's proliferate. Why not? Ooh, I think we reached the end of the line. These flyers. Was that a bad block we did with the Kroll Harpooner? Opponent was very patient. Certainly did not draw the things that would break the stalemate. I think where we went wrong here was wasting the where is it? The band together. We needed to do that to get rid of flyers. Not worry so much about good game. Maybe I should have forced them to, I couldn't have forced them to block with their whole board though. I just didn't have enough power on the ground, I think. No. Could have all attacked once we knew we were going to die there. Alright, well, a very respectable 1,400 gems out of 1,500, so I'm happy with that. Also got 3 packs here. Let's open the packs and see what we get. Notice they give you only Guilds of Ravnica packs. I wonder if they changed that throughout. Every day, is it going to be a different Ravnica set? Is it just because nobody has Guilds of Ravnica for whatever reason? Like, less drafted. They felt the need. There's the Frenzy card. That's a good card. I already had one, so... Find Finality, very playable. And what's our final rare going to be? Chamber Sentry. Also playable. An X artifact is useful. Lots of weird cases, corner cases. And we got a Linvala Shield of Seagate hanging out here. Okay, well, thank you for joining me here in the attic. I'll check the store today, see if there's any deals for gold or gems. No? Got the Ravnica card styles for you. If you want to play in style. For the next 12 hours. Let's hope I can get the video up in the next 12 hours. Alright. Well, that does it here. Thanks for joining me in the attic. Remember, Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.